Hello students, I hope you are doing well. Do you remember the characteristics of living organisms we learned in the previous session? Living organisms are different from non-living things because they grow, need food and respire. Plants continue to grow throughout their lives, while animals typically grow only up to a certain age. Food is essential for living organism as it provides energy necessary for carrying out all life processes. Respiration is the process of breathing. You inhale oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide. The oxygen helps turn food into energy. In this session, we will explore additional characteristics of living organisms. These include response to stimuli, excretion, and reproduction. This topic is Characteristics of Living Organism Part 2 from the lesson The Living Organism, Characteristics and Habitats for Class 6 Science. Learning outcomes. After studying this topic, you will be able to explain how organisms respond to stimuli, describe the excretion process in organisms, explain the process of reproduction in organisms, understand the movement in animals and plants. Keywords: stimulus, response, movement, excretion, reproduction, germination. Let us have a look at the concept map on the characteristics of living organisms here. How do you respond when sudden light flashes into your eyes? How do you react after touching a hot object? How do you respond to tasty food? What is your reaction to a bad smell? In all these examples, the answers relate to responses to stimuli. Changes in our surroundings that trigger these responses are known as stimuli. The examples provided above represent stimuli, while the action exhibited by organisms in reaction to them are called responses. When a light suddenly flashes into our eyes, we close them. When we touch a hot object, we quickly pull our hand back. Our mouths water when we see tasty food. We react to unpleasant smells by covering our noses. Animals also react and become active when they see food. Birds may fly away if we move toward them. Wild animals run away when a light flashes in their eyes. Cockroaches begin to rush to their hiding places when the kitchen light is switched on at night. How do the plants respond to stimuli? A creeper planted in the courtyard leans towards a support. A potted plant placed in a window grows towards sunlight. Flowers of some plants bloom only at night. In some plants, flowers close after sunset. In some plants, like mimosa, commonly known as touch-me-not, leaves close or fold when touched. Therefore, the ability of animals and plants to respond to various stimuli for their environment is crucial for their survival and adaptation. Excretion. All organisms need food to survive. However, not all the food that is consumed is completely used. Only a portion of it is utilized by the body. But what happens to the rest? The unused food and other byproducts must be removed from the body as waste. Our bodies also produce waste from other life processes. The process of getting rid of waste materials by organisms is known as excretion. Animals have specific organs for excretion. For example, amoebas excrete waste through their body surface. Insects such as cockroaches excrete waste through specialized structures called malphizian tubules. Higher animals, including fish, frogs, lizards, birds, and mammals, use their kidneys to filter waste from the blood and produce urine. Do plants also excrete? Yes, They do, but their excretion mechanisms are different from those in animals. For example, some trees such as neem, peepal, ashoka, and mango shed their leaves during autumn, thereby removing waste substances stored in them. Additionally, certain trees, including pine, redwood, and cedar, excrete waste products such as secretions, such as resins and gums. Excretion is another characteristic common to all organisms. Do all organisms reproduce their own kind? Most organisms reproduce in a way that their offspring resemble their parents. Birds, such as pigeons, often build nests. Many bird species lay their eggs in nests they build or find. Some of the eggs hatch and young birds come out of them and called chicks or nestlings. Examples of birds that lay eggs include the hen, pigeon, duck, eagle, and ostrich, etc. Animals reproduce to produce offspring that are similar to themselves. The mode of reproduction may differ among different animals. Some animals produce their young through eggs, including lizards, fish, frogs, tortoises, snakes, and crocodiles. Other animals, such as mammals, give birth to live young. Examples include rats, dogs, cats, cows, elephants, tigers, and many others. Like animals, plants also reproduce. They differ in their modes of reproduction, and many plants primarily reproduce through seeds. The seeds germinate to grow into new plants. Some plants reproduce using parts other than seeds. Plants like bryophyllum produce new plants from leaf notches. In potato plants, new plants are produced through buds on potato tuber. Plants like roses and grapes produce new plants through their stem cuttings. Animals show many kinds of movements. For example, fish swim, birds fly, and snakes crawl, and kangaroos jump to move forward. Plants usually do not move. The plant's roots are anchored deep in the soil, which makes them fixed. However, various substances like water, minerals, and food synthesized by the plant move from one part to another. We also have some non-living things that can move, such as bus, a car, a small piece of paper, clouds, etc. Living organisms have a definite lifespan. At a certain stage of life, living things become capable of reproduction. Later in life, their organs may become weak, and eventually their lives comes to an end. In other words, living things die. The lifespans of different animals and plants vary considerably. For example, the lifespan of a dog is about 12 to 18 years, while an ostrich can live for up to 50 years. The lifespan of the giant tortoise found on the Galapagos Islands in South America is about 170 years. In contrast, the lifespan of a mayfly ranges from just 1 hour to 24 hours. All living things share some fundamental characteristics. They need food, respire, respond to stimuli, reproduce, exhibit movement, grow, and eventually die. For instance, bean seeds might appear dry and lifeless, but when soaked, they sprout, and when planted in soil, they germinate into plants. This transformation to active growth demonstrates the presence of life. Similarly, when you reach into a sack of wheat, it feels warm because the seeds are respiring and producing heat. This process further indicates that the seeds are alive. The life can be described as the diverse range of living beings that exhibit these common characteristics. Life, with all its complexity and beauty, is defined by its ability to grow, respond, and interact with the environment. Points to remember: growth, respiration, excretion, reproduction, responsiveness to stimuli, movement, a definite lifespan, and a cellular structure are the characteristics of living things. The process of eliminating waste products from the body is called excretion. All living things have the ability to reproduce. Living things move because of their ability to respond to stimuli. Plants show spontaneous movements, but They cannot leave their place and go elsewhere as animals do. Living things have a definite lifespan at the end of which they die. Thank you for watching.